Right now, how Wisconsinites in the northern part of the state are paying tribute to a veteran in a big way.
And we are looking at a gorgeous end to our weekend, but our rain chances, what about them? We'll talk about it in a moment.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and thanks for joining us on News 3 Now. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and take a look outside this morning. Julian, I'm happy we got a sunrise. We've got a lot of sun, but I also know our grass needs a little bit of water.
It's funny because you said earlier that the grass is greener, and it's definitely not. Nope. It's so dry outside as of right now, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. We do need our rain, folks, and we're going to be talking about our chances because they're not looking too optimistic. But as we're waking up this morning, at least we have a beautiful start to our Sunday. Plenty of blue skies and a beautiful sunrise here in Madison. But as we go in throughout the rest of our morning hours, we can see currently it's 60 degrees for us. Dew points are at 54, so we're starting to feel a bit of that moisture in our atmosphere. But temperatures around southern Wisconsin itself, we're seeing 63 degrees in Platteville, 57 in Janesville. So we're starting to climb just a bit as we continue throughout our morning hours. But the other thing is that we are starting to see a bit more moisture as well. Areas just west of Dane County, already into the 60-degree dew points. So from Platteville all the way to La Crosse, we're looking at a bit of humidity as we're waking up this morning. And as we go throughout the rest of today, by the time we get into our lunchtime hour, we'll already be into those upper 70s and the low 80s by the time we get into our evening hours as well. May see a couple of clouds, but overall, we're going to hold on to plenty of sunshine, and it will be remaining dry. However, we are looking at a potential of some rain chances, we do have a marginal risk for the southeastern corridor of southern Wisconsin. We'll talk more about this in a few moments. Until then, it's toss back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. It was standing room only inside a church in northwestern Wisconsin this week. Dozens of people, all there to honor someone they've never met. Jennifer Merrily shares why people say it's important to show up, even if they're showing up for a stranger.
They all came.
I thought mileage doesn't matter, you know. It's just honoring a fellow soldier.
For the same reason.
Humbling, very humbling to see so many people for a gentleman that did not have the family.
Gail Seafluth, a U.S. Marine veteran, given a full military burial. Neighbor Holly Champagne says he was special to her family.
He's just a big, gruff, grumpy, tall, tall man who was just super nice if you got underneath that exterior.
The Vietnam veteran died in January, and when the friend who was to care for his ashes also died, the County Veterans Services Office planned a burial. They invited everyone via social media to thank Gail for his commitment to country and to honor his life.
In the last 5 years, I've done this 4 times now for veterans who didn't have family. So it's to bring awareness that if it's going to happen here in small Barron County, it's happening all over the United States.
Legion riders, veterans, civilians, strangers, all wanted to pay their respect.
He's a veteran. I'm a veteran, so there's sort of a kinship, even though I never knew the man.
It's a touching situation to honor this veteran.
And for the ones who did know him, they're thankful.
He deserves every bit of this.
Yeah, I just wanted one.
That was Jennifer Merrily reporting. People at the funeral yesterday told her Gail will always have a family in Spooner. And leading the next generation to a brighter future. That's the goal of the Beyond Beautiful Girls Empowerment Academy. On this Saturday, group members celebrated the halfway point of their new program in Madison. The academy, which was founded by an award-winning author, brings in public health officials and doctors who can help bring support for young girls in need. The academy says they exist to remind young girls of their tremendous inner qualities and that they can accomplish anything they dream of. Yesterday afternoon, they held a lunch and red carpet event to celebrate in style.
I'm Beautiful is based on this book series that I wrote that let young girls know that they're more than what people see on the outside. Their true beauty is within. So we've been meeting every single week over the summer for summer camp, but today we're having a celebration just to let them know they're special, they're important, they are so amazing and beautiful on the inside and out.
The Madison YMCA and Academy wanted to thank all who made the event possible and everyone who's enjoyed the program so far. Walking for a good cause. That's what the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County did in an effort to raise money for their future. Saturday's all-day event included a 1-mile Black History walking tour through downtown Madison, as well as a stop at each site of the Boys and Girls Clubs in Dane County. This year marks 20 years of service for the club, and we caught up with a local organizer who shared why the event is so important to be a part of.
We wanted to create a bigger event that more members of our community could participate in, and That event is the Madison Black History Walking Tour. So the downtown 1 mile of our walk went through Madison's historic black neighborhood on the east slope of Capitol Hill and ended in the Capitol with the discussion about Vel Phillips.
This event is part of the Move for Youths in our community. One of the stops along the route was at Forest Hill Cemetery, where people stopped to visit and honor the gravesite. The need for speed was real in Fitchburg as people gathered for the 4th annual Festival for Speed. But this isn't just any old biking competition. This is a cycling state championship. Spectators got a chance to see some of the best the Dairyland has to offer on Saturday, and we had the chance to talk with the race organizer.
It's like NASCAR, but for bikes, way less exciting. But unless you really like bikes, which a lot of us do, so it's a lot of fun to watch these people go around and around.
And there was much more than just biking going on. Families could enjoy live music, good food, great drinks, and even a fireworks show. Still ahead, I sit down with Dr. Rupa Shah in this morning's health conversation to find out if collagen supplements have actual benefits or if they're just another trend. We'll be right back.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and often amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from their neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone right now and call the number on your screen to find out if you're a candidate for our neuropathy program that has changed thousands of lives. You don't have to spend another day suffering. Call us today and see if you qualify for the relief you deserve. Do not wait. Call now.
I've got moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now, there's Skyrizi. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clearer skin at 4 months after just 2 doses.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Nothing is everything.
Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
It's Make My Mondays at Hy-Vee. This Monday, get Roma Pizza, only $1.88. Hy-Vee Cheese Singles, only $1.97. Hy-Vee Butter, only 99 cents. And get a whole seedless watermelon for only $3.88. Monday only. And save even more during Red, White, and Fuel. Right now, save up to $5.34 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
This is my... What? Who are these people? Where are you taking that? What? Who? When? Huh? How? Why? We're trying to shoot a commercial here. The treasure hunt is on at my outlets, where Bob's Discount Furniture values are more untouchable than ever. My outlets are overflowing with shockingly unexpected and one-of-a-kind values. But hurry, once the items are gone, they're gone.
Get Bob's Discount.
Visit mybobs.com to find your nearest outlet location or shop online at my e-outlet.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, book over 7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
And let's take a splash today because it's going to be another wonderful end to our weekend. Sunday is going to be shaping up to be around 81 degrees through the rest of our afternoon and evening hours between 4 and 6. But we're looking for a high around 83 degrees for us. So it's going to be warm, but not too warm. And we are going to be looking at that humidity start to climb as well as we get into the later part of tonight. But outside of that, folks, plenty of sunshine. It is going to feel pretty nice as well as it still maintains that dry conditions until we get into the later part of tonight again, because that's when we're going to start to see that humidity really take a climb. Our 3 things we'll need to know. It's going to be a nice end to the weekend. We're staying dry dry, not looking at any showers or storms until we have a slight chance of seeing some storms start to develop overnight tonight into our Monday, but overall not a whole lot of confidence in that even being widespread. And then outside of that, folks, we are going into a trend that's going to be warm, it's going to be hot by next weekend, and we're still not looking at too many chances of seeing some rainfall either. That's one thing to keep in mind. We don't necessarily need the rain gear just yet, but we definitely need to stay hydrated, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Speaking of hydration, to some health news now. The FDA has approved Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 12 to 15. The Food and Drug Administration's action on Friday is the first approval for this age group. The vaccine from Pfizer and BioNTech had previously been available for this age group, but it was only under the emergency use authorization. Vaccine makers had applied for that authorization because the process takes less time than a full approval. Under the brand name Comirnaty, the vaccine has been approved for people over 16 since August of last year. The Pfizer vaccine will still be available to other age groups under its original emergency use authorization. The FDA is also importing over 8.5 million pounds of infant formula from Australia. It's expected to ship the first week of August, and that's just under 5 million cans from Australian company Care A2+. That formula will then be distributed to stores across our country. This comes as the FDA increased its flexibility to import baby formula. And it's not the most appealing sign of summer, but it is an important one for the ecosystem in Wisconsin. These are mayflies swarming around in downtown La Crosse. They hatched last week, but the good news is they only live for about 24 hours. Now, these big hatches mean that local waterways are healthy.
So as you have more pollution in water, you have less oxygen. So when you have a good mayfly hatch, and you have a lot of mayflies in your river, you know you have a healthy ecosystem and a healthy river system.
All these mayflies are also a big part of the food chain. They act as a feast for fish, birds, and bats. Mayflies are totally harmless to humans. They don't have mouths, so they can't bite you. They're just not very fun to look at. Health and diet trends seem to be popping up every other month, right? And for the past several years, the biggest craze seems to be collagen supplements. I sat down with wellness coach and SSM health physician Dr. Rupa Shah to learn if there's any truth to its reported benefits. Today, Dr. Rupa Shah, wellness coach and family medicine physician with SSM Health, joins us this morning. Now, Dr. Shah, we're talking health and wellness trends, and one that's really gained attention over the past couple of years is adding collagen supplements to coffee, smoothies, or just other food items. So let's just start out. What is collagen?
Yeah, so collagen is a dense protein that's found in muscles, bones, tendons, cartilage. And really what happens is as we age, we don't make as much collagen, so we start getting a structural decline in these areas, such as skin, so you can see more wrinkles, or a decline in the joints, so you get more muscle or some more joint pains as well as we age.
Now, are there any actual reported benefits, per se, to taking a collagen supplement?
Yeah, so a lot of folks, as you mentioned, are using collagen to help with the elasticity of the skin, which can lead to hydration, improve and reduce the look of fine wrinkles, and then also a lot of folks take it, of course, for joint problems, and it can help decrease the amount of joint pain that some people experience.
So if someone wants to try adding collagen to their diet, what are some easy ways to incorporate it?
Yeah, so because it comes in both flavored and unflavored, some really easy ways you can add it to the normal food and drinks that you incorporate in your diet. So a lot of folks put it in their morning coffee or their morning smoothie, like you mentioned, and that can be a great way to just get it easily into your diet.
All right, Dr. Shah, thank you so much. Where else can people find you?
So people can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shah.
All right. There's more to come on News 3 Now this morning. Up next, our Michael Bruno takes us backstage for the latest production of Grease. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Julian's tracking your Sunday forecast and lets us know if there's any chance for rain coming up.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Son, it's about time we had the talk. It's time you knew the truth. Windows can take a beating, especially here in the Midwest. When it's time to replace them, call Feldco.
Isn't Feldco offering 2-for-1 windows right now, Dad?
They are, son. They are.
Less talk, more action. 2-for-1 windows from Feldco makes home improvement easy and affordable.
2-for-1 windows ends soon. Call now.
Quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
Out here, we know a thing or two about beef. Hy-Vee knows beef too. Only 6 out of 100 cattle are even good enough to bear the Hy-Vee brand. Only 6 out of 100. Quality like that is hard to find. So enjoy your Hy-Vee steak this weekend. You've earned it.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And as we close things out for us, well, we are looking at another gorgeous day to close out our weekend. Plenty of blue, plenty of good sunshine to start off our morning. And as we plan out the rest of today, we will be a bit warmer, but it's going to be another gorgeous day to get outside, go to the pool, or even go hiking once again. We're not going to be seeing that humidity really start to take over until we get into the later part of our afternoon, closer towards this evening. Dry conditions are going to take over as we see nothing on our radar as of right now. But what we are watching for is going to be for tomorrow, as we do have a marginal risk for strong to even severe storms into the southeastern corridor of southern Wisconsin, but we're not looking for this setup to be overly great for us to see any kind of real start to see strong storms going into tomorrow. So what we're looking at here is this high pressure system is sitting pretty into the far northern corridor of the upper Midwest for us, which is going to be keeping things dry. But as we go throughout the rest of tomorrow, we will start to see this low trickle its way across the Great Plains into the upper Midwest, and we'll start to shake things up a bit, bringing in warmth, and behind it, the cold front could start to bring in a chance of us to see some showers or even some storms going into our Monday afternoon for some areas, and even going into our Monday night could see a couple of showers start to develop as well. But as we get into Monday afternoon, we can see from Viroqua to about Camp Douglas, we're looking at a quick little line of some showers, but then overall, we're still going to be seeing widespread dry conditions for us. Then another line of some broken up showers or even a thunderstorm or two tries to develop as we get into our Monday nights. But again, we're still looking at just really humid and mild conditions as we get into the overnight hours, transitioning into our Tuesday, where we're going to see even more warmth going into our Tuesday morning. Outside of that, we're not looking for much in terms of rainfall, which is a good but also a bad thing, because we just haven't seen a whole lot of rain since our big rain event earlier this week, and we're not going to be looking at much over the next few days either. As we get into the next few days for us, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be dry, and it is going to be warm as we see temperatures into those 80s over the next few days for us. But outside of that, it's going to be rather humid as well. Then as we go into next weekend, we'll see those temperatures start to climb just a bit, but once again, not going to be seeing much in terms of rain shower or even storm chances aside aside from our Saturday and Sunday night of next weekend. But other than that, McKenna, it is a dry stretch that we're about to enter, which is, again, a good thing, but is also a bad thing because we do need some occasional rain, and we're just not getting that right now.
At least I know for kids, they hate being cooped up inside, and last week whenever we had so much rain, I'm sure they're a little stir-crazy. So it's a good time to at least get them outside, run around, plenty of things to do. Yesterday we were talking about hiking, we're going to do brunch, maybe sit outside. I think I'm going to go paint at a park today or something.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Or even a little picnic. I've never done a picnic outside.
What?
No.
Julian will go on a picnic.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll tweet about it.
I'll bring the wine.
Okay, I'll bring the little basket.
Ooh, and then we just need, Lucas can bring the blanket.
There we go.
Look at that. We're all bringing things.
All right, thanks, Julian. Well, it's not something you typically think about when buying car insurance, but perhaps you may need to. Ford is recalling thousands of SUVs due to concerns they could start on fire. More than 100,000 Ford hybrids are part of the recall. It involves Escapes, Mavericks, and some Lincoln types made between 2020 and 2022. The company is also recalling Expeditions and Lincoln Navigators from 2021. Ford has gotten reports of 21 fires and 1 injury from the cars bursting into flames, but no reports of the fires damaging buildings. If you do fall into the recall, you'll be getting a letter from Ford in August. And in the meantime, if you drive one of these cars affected, Ford encourages you to park it outside for now and be careful. And while we're on the topic of cars, DoorDash customers were getting some top-shelf items without having to pay a dime. Some people ordered thousands of dollars of tequila, others a lifetime supply of Plan B pills. A glitch in DoorDash's system led to some orders going through without having to verify a payment. DoorDash is working to cancel those fraudulent orders, which it is a criminal offense to use a fraudulent or expired card regardless of the glitch on the app's end. Well, love it or hate it, self-checkout aisles are here to stay. That's despite a new survey showing 2/3 of shoppers have issues with self-checkout. Retail analysts say the pandemic led to companies installing many more of the terminals, and the labor shortage hasn't helped either. Self-checkout hasn't saved as much money as retailers had hoped, due largely to the fact that more people shoplift at the machines. 29% of all grocery sales come from self-checkout lanes. It might be the middle of the summer, but that doesn't stop Janesville Summer Schools from putting on a musical. Our Michael Bruno checks out the Parker Arts Academy performance of Grease.
It takes place in a high school, and if you think back to your high school days, probably everything that you remember is pretty much in this musical. You have a group of T-Birds that are the greasers and the pink ladies that hang out with them. And then you have the other kids, and even among them there are different groups. And the basic gist of the story is that Danny Zuko, one of the T-Birds, meets Sandy over the summer, and they really connect. And then she ends up at Rydell High, his high school, and that's not exactly what he intended because she's not the kind of girl that he would have run around with. And the story evolves around what happens to their relationship and all the other kids.
Being able to sing one of the most well-known songs of the show and being able to have the huge dance number with it and being able to accomplish that while dancing is a lot. Like at the very end, those notes to be able to sustain for so long without having any breath behind them is a challenge, but you get used to it. And like in the movie, they had Danny sing it, so it's just awesome that I get to be able to sing it in the musical.
You going with a man from Japan?
He's not from Japan, stupid. He's a Marine.
And a real doll, too.
Oh, hey, Marty. She is one of the pink ladies. She is definitely one of the meaner ones. She's best friends with Rizzo, and she's very much into guys and money and things.
Freddie, my love, Freddie, my love, Freddie, my love.
Marty is a very materialistic person, and she is definitely a character. Well, she's best friends with Rizzo. I'd say she's second in charge of the pink ladies.
This this is a collaboration of not just Janesville Parker students, right?
That's correct. We have students from 12 high school and middle schools involved in the program. There are nearly 60 people in the cast and crew, and it is awesome to just see them all come together and work and have a great time as they prepare this musical.
You can catch a Grease at the Parker High School Auditorium for one more week. It runs until July 17th. For seats, head to parker-arts.com/tickets. Make it News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. But first, environmentalists are concerned as one of the U.S.'s major saltwater lake continues to dip below normal levels. Why they say it could have lasting effects on the country when we return.
When the family can't get enough of your signature dish, get everything you need with Pick and Save free pickup with no surprise fees. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Celebrate the freedom of a great night's sleep and save big during the extended July 4th sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm for only $299.99. Sleep cool all summer long and save up to $500 with the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur Breeze. And score $300 gift, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended July 4th sale at Denver Mattress ends Thursday.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable EcoPad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes. With no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable EcoPad by Garnier, naturally.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control.
Hefty, Hefty, Hefty.
Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now, First Warn Weather. Before.
Alert days are in the forecast for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Madison, Janesville, Beloit, Portage, Baraboo, the Dells. This is when you really need to begin to watch the eye to the sky.
During.
We have a confirmed tornado on the ground.
This is a serious situation. You need to take shelter immediately.
And after the storms.
You can see some of the damage here behind me this morning.
Get severe weather coverage from Madison's certified most accurate team. News 3 Now, First Warn Weather.
Finally this morning, this week, water levels in the Great Salt Lake in Utah hit an all-time low. It's the second time in less than a year that the largest natural lake west of the Mississippi reached record low water levels. And as John Blackstone reports, the drying lake is having a dramatic impact on its surrounding environment.
The lone kayaker on Utah's Great Salt Lake is capturing a developing climate disaster. Brian Footen from a company called Earth Views is using a 360-degree camera so anyone on the internet can see what's left as the lake continues to shrink.
So 30 years ago, we would have been over there along the side of the mountain, and there would have been a shoreline, actually, not a lake bed.
30 years ago, the Great Salt Lake covered some 3,000 square miles. Now, at its lowest level ever recorded, it covers less than 1,000.
That's why it's important to do it now, because if you wait another 5 years, it's just going to be another record low. If the lake bottom is completely dry, the wind picks up and it creates dust storms that carry to the urban areas like Salt Lake City.
To figure out how severe those dust storms could be, scientists from the University of Utah bike miles across land that was once underwater. Kevin Perry is a professor of atmospheric sciences and an expert in air quality.
You can see this wall of dust, and it reduces the visibility, and people are very concerned about what might be in the dust that they're breathing.
To measure what is in the dust, Perry uses an instrument that in small scale mimics a dust storm.
And what that does is it creates a swirling wind inside this chamber that simulates wind speeds of up to about 50 miles an hour.
What he's discovered in the dust raises serious health concerns for the millions who live in the Salt Lake City region.
And unfortunately, we found very high concentrations of arsenic in the soil. And arsenic is concerning for a variety of reasons. It can lead to lung cancer, skin cancer, bladder cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes.
How does arsenic get into this lake?
So everybody's wondering where the arsenic is coming from. Is it coming from industrial sources? Is it coming from mines? And the simple fact of the matter is that every measurement that I took over all 800 square miles of the lake bed was high in arsenic. And the only way that that can happen is if it's naturally occurring and has gradually accumulated here in the lake bed over thousands of years.
Preventing arsenic-contaminated dust storms requires getting more water into the Great Salt Lake. But that's not easy when Utah, like much of the West, is in the grip of what is now called a mega drought. More than 20 years of below-average precipitation. This is the Bear River. It's fed by melting snow from the mountains here, and it's the main source of water for the Great Salt Lake. But right now, it's flowing at just 15% of what it would normally be doing at this time of year.
The mega drought is a contributing factor, but the biggest problem is our water use policies and the culture of water, not valuing water nearly enough, living in the arid West.
Okay, here we go. Joel Ferry runs a farm along the Bear River. For 5 generations, his family has been using water from the river to grow food and raise cattle. Every gallon you take out of the Bear River is a gallon that doesn't go to the lake.
At the same time, we have a way of life. You know, we have water rights to take that water. And so what we try to do is we say, let's reduce the amount of water that we're taking out of the Bear by doing irrigation efficiency practices.
Being efficient has become a necessity. Last year, his water allocation was cut by 30%. He has installed drip irrigation for some of his crops. Other fields have been carefully leveled to make better use of flood irrigation.
So what we're doing is really utilizing the water that we have in a more efficient way to make sure that there's enough to go around.
Agriculture uses about 65% of the water that flows out of the Wasatch Mountains. But demand for water by urban users is rising fast as more people move to the Salt Lake City area. Some municipalities even require that homeowners plant and maintain grass lawns. What's it like when you drive through the suburbs and see those green lawns and flower gardens? What do you think?
There's not a lot of economic value derived from that. It makes people feel good to have a green lawn. You know, we're not the countryside of England. We're the West. Utah is the second driest state in the country, and we need to probably act like we are.
Joel Ferry's commitment to saving water on his farm is one reason he's starting a new job.
The governor has asked me to serve as the executive director of the Department of Natural Resources. It's what oversees all water rights, water resources for the state, wildlife resources, outdoor recreation, all of these things. I'll be the boss.
His challenge will be convincing farmers, industry, and city dwellers alike in Utah to understand the vital importance of water conservation.
We're creative. We settled the desert. Like, we can make this work.
Not only to save the Great Salt Lake, but also to preserve a way of life in one of the driest places in America. John Blackstone at the Great Salt Lake.
All right, we can't be dramatic enough in saying we're one of the driest places in America. But it is pretty dry here right now.
It is pretty dry.
Humid.
But we cannot complain like other places out west.
That's true. We are not losing our water supplies.
Or dealing with the wildfires that they occasionally get almost every single
Puts
summer.
it in perspective.
Yeah, it
Grass
really does.
is greener on the other side, and it's also a lot more brown.
You love that phrase.
I do. I'm having a lot of fun with it this morning. I've talked a lot about grass and green grass lately. Last week I was talking about, or yesterday I was talking about how in Texas, I thought that was the default, yellow grass. I didn't know you could water it all you want. It's going to be yellow. So at least here we have the chance for green grass. Maybe not this week, but a chance. This is where you come in.
Meteorologist McKenna Alexander, everyone. So over the next stretch of few days, it's going to be warm, it's going to be sunny. We have a couple shots of some rain or storms, but it's not going to be a whole lot or widespread. You're not going to need the rain gear, but definitely need the sunglasses.
All right, thanks for joining us this morning. We have more news coming up for you later tonight, and we'll see you back here next weekend.